four-legged vampire that's striking fear in the South. It's the Texas Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra's name means the goat sucker.
The Chupacabra does have an unsettling appearance, almost as though it's a hybrid of an alligator and a wolf.
It has very sharp teeth, really sharp pointy ears, but at the same time, reptile-like feet.
This is a four-legged monstrosity, a wild animal trying to survive, out there devouring livestock, draining the blood from them with 2 bites on its neck.
I mean, it sucks your blood. That's typical vampire behavior.
The first recorded sightings of this ferocious beast were in the early 1990s, when farmers began noticing dead livestock and a strange creature roaming closely nearby.
Never expect something like this to happen down here, but...
For Jeannie Torres, it was a frightening discovery. 16 of her chickens found dead inside their coop. At first, she thought it might have been a dog that managed to get to her birds. But after examining them, she says she's convinced it was the work of the Chupacabra. You see, each chicken has a puncture wound, and legend has it that's the trademark of the Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra is one of the more recent animals or monsters in the field of the supernatural, only dating back a few decades.
The original description was something bipedal with a large, kind of elongated skull, more humanoid in appearance.
Spikes running down its back, glowing red eyes, sharp teeth.
3 to 4 feet tall and kind of large almond-shaped eyes, so more alien-like.
I think most cryptids are based in our primal fears, and then they evolve and evolve with stories.
A cryptid is basically an unhuman figure. Of course, many of these cryptids can take human form or can possess human in nature, but it's basically this idea of a monster. And it has a narrative or a legend that attaches itself to it.
Like the Bible, a lot of these legends are told as motif with lessons, valuable life lessons, whether ironic, humorous, or frankly quite frightening.
Supernatural creatures give us a way to put a face and a body and a name to things that go bump in the night, things that make us feel afraid or make us feel uncomfortable in ways that we can't quite put a finger on.
But those that have experienced the Chupacabra for themselves have come to know a different truth.
You can't rule out a story because you think it's too weird, because when you're dealing with the weird, what is too weird? Where is that line?
The African mountain gorilla was considered a crypto creature mythology until about 1905, when the mountain gorillas were finally documented by scientists and everyone could see they really existed. They were not a myth.
There's always this evolving relationship with the world around us where we think we figured it out and then something happens that completely rearranges our understanding all over again.
Skeptics claim the Chupacabra is merely a mangy dog or a rabid coyote. But these Texas golf course workers feel differently after discovering what some believe to be a dead Chupacabra along a wooded driving range.
I don't know. It's just weird. Weird animal. It was like a shaved weenie dog with raccoon feet, a possum tail, and a possum head.
If you look at the claws on it and the feet, nothing like it. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know what it is.
Most of the witnesses, they're avid outdoorsmen and women. They're hunters, they're trappers, they're hikers. They know the local wildlife. They're adamant. They're entirely convinced that this creature is something not of any known species.
And they've got proof. with the Chupacabra being one of the only cryptids ever successfully captured on camera.
What is this? Oh, man. He's low.
The most infamous footage was caught on a dash cam of a police car where they're following behind what looks like to be the El Chupacabra running down the side of a road.
Seeing it, but I don't believe it. It's in the daytime.
We have plenty of eyewitness video evidence, photographic evidence of these alleged monsters roaming about. The sightings, the encounters, the capturing of chupacabras seem to be rising every single year. Some of the alleged dead chupacabras have tested to be coyotes or a fox with mange, but others of these seem to be bigger than what you would consider a coyote and more hideous. The fangs seem to be long, the claws deadly long and sharp. Again, placing it in a category of not just your typical unknown species.
I wouldn't be surprised if this animalistic creature had multitudes of itself, if there was offspring, if there was groups and families, and maybe they hunt in packs. There could be a lot of chupacabras roaming around.
The Chupacabra has a long history of going after livestock. Cows, sheep, chickens, and especially goats. But what many believers fear is that these bloodthirsty predators have been working their way up the food chain.
In 2020, a cab driver was killed and found reportedly without any blood in him. And reports were circulating that it was a chupacabra attack.
That's very scary to think about. I would not be surprised if these chupacabras start feasting on human beings.
Because it's relatively diminutive that you might be thinking, I could probably out-wrestle this thing.